I was always my father's favorite, or so I thought. But it all changed when he got me pregnant. "You are a disgrace," he told me, shoving me into the dark corner of our house. I cradled my round belly, tears streaming down my face. He didn't even bother denying it. "Get out," he said, kicking me in the stomach. That kick sent a searing pain through my body. I stumbled out of the house, my feet barely touching the ground. All throughout my pregnancy, my dad kept telling me that I brought shame to his family, that I was nothing but a vessel now. And once my belly began to show, he stopped speaking to me altogether. At 7 months pregnant, I had to move out because he couldn't bear the sight of me. It was winter, but I wasn't cold. The fury inside me burned hotter than any fire. I hated my father, who had never laid a hand on me before, but now beat me every day. I hated him for taking away my baby and hating me for bringing shame upon him. I just wanted to be loved again, but where could I go? Who would take me in? It took me only a few days to find somewhere to stay. A friend of my mother found me and offered to let me live in her basement. I accepted gratefully, hugging her and thanking her over and over again. She led me into her house, down a corridor, and into a small room with a bed and a bathroom. "Make yourself at home here," she said. "Just don't go upstairs under any circumstances." I nodded, too overwhelmed to ask questions. That night, lying in bed, I thought about my father and what he had done to me. My eyes opened wide. Could this child still be saved? Was there a chance that he would love me again? All of a sudden, I felt a sharp pain in my stomach. I doubled over, clutching my belly. Then I heard the cry of a newborn baby. I looked down and saw that my water had broken. This can't be happening, I thought. I'm not ready. I screamed for help, but no one came. No one except the baby, who cried along with me. I gave birth alone in the dark, wrapped the baby in a blanket, then fell asleep. In the morning, my host woke me up. "Are you all right?" she asked, staring at the blanket in my hands. I looked down and saw the baby. "Oh no," I whispered, my voice cracking. "What am I going to do with him?" She came closer. "You can't keep him. There's only one place you can bring him." "Where?" I asked, terror gripping me. "To your father," she said. When I knocked on my father's door, he didn't even open the window to yell at me. Instead, he opened the door and stared at me with hatred in his eyes. "So you've brought the monster," he said, looking past me at the baby. "Hand him over." I hesitated for a moment, unable to believe that this tiny creature was my son. "Why should I asked, my voice shaking. "Why should I give him to you after everything you've done?" He stepped back, revealing the woman behind him. My blood ran cold. She was beautiful and elegant, but also pale and cold. Her eyes glistened like ice, and I knew instantly that she was a vampire. "So you see," my father said, his eyes gleaming with triumph, "I'm giving you away to become the prize of the most powerful vampire in our city. Do you think now you understand why I hated you so much?" "No," I whispered, horrified. He grabbed my son from me and handed him to the woman. "She is right," the woman said, taking my father's arm and leaning against him. She doesn't understand yet. Give me back my baby, I begged. But they ignored me. We drove through the silent, empty streets until we reached a large house made of dark stones. I watched in horror as my father walked into the vampire's house without even glancing back at me. I wanted to scream, to cry, but no sound escaped my lips. They left me standing there while they disappeared into the house. Then the front door closed. From that moment, I knew that my life would never be the same again. I wandered aimlessly through the town, unsure of what to do next. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me. I turned round to see a tall, muscular man with long, messy hair. "Can I help you?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Who are you?" "I'm Seth," he said, "and I've been watching you for a while now. You shouldn't be out alone at night. Come with me. I'll protect you." Hesitantly, I agreed and followed him into the darkness. Seth took me to a small cottage hidden deep in the woods. "Stay here," he said. "No one will be able to hurt you now." I thanked him and went inside. As I sat down on a chair, I noticed a wooden stake leaning against the wall. Do you think he's okay?" I asked, referring to the baby. Seth shook his head. "Your father gave you away to be punished. He has no feelings for you or your baby. Trust me, you're better off without him." Days turned into weeks, and Seth became my protector and, most importantly, my friend. We talked for hours about everything and nothing. He told me about his life, about his hopes and dreams, and I told him about the love I had for my baby and how I missed him every day. One night, Seth came to me with a grim expression on his face. "I have news about your father," he said. "I heard some men talking in the tavern, and they said that your father was killed by a vampire." I felt a surge of relief mixed with guilt. Had I been wrong about him all this time? Had he really loved me? A few days later, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to see my son. I begged Seth to take me to the vampire's house, but he refused. "It's too dangerous," he said. "The vampires won't hesitate to kill you." I knew he was right, but I couldn't resist. In the dead of night, I slipped out of the house and ran as fast as I could toward the vampire's house. As I approached, I heard music and laughter. I hid behind a tree and peeked through the bushes. And there I saw them, my father and the woman with my son in her arms. She was laughing, and my father was telling a story, his eyes shining with pride. I couldn't believe my eyes. She wasn't cold or cruel like the other vampires. She actually seemed kind and gentle, and my son was smiling, reaching out his arms toward her. For a moment, I felt a pang of jealousy, but it was quickly replaced by fear. Then I remembered what Seth had told me about vampires. They have a sixth sense for danger. I had to get away before she noticed me. As I turned to run, I tripped over a bush and fell to the ground. The music stopped abruptly, and all eyes turned toward me. I scrambled to my feet and ran as fast as I could. I didn't dare look back, but I could hear their voices echoing behind me. "Stop her!" the woman's voice rang out. "Kill her!" I ran until I reached Seth's cottage, collapsing on the ground in front of it, sobbing. Seth appeared at the door. his face etched with concern. "What happened to you?" he asked, helping me up. I told him what I had seen, and he listened patiently. "Don't worry," he said, putting a comforting hand on my shoulder. "She won't come after you. You're safe here." I nodded, but I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was in danger. That night, as I lay in bed, I heard footsteps outside. I peeked out the window and saw a tall, familiar figure standing in the moonlight. It was the woman from the party, and she was staring directly at me. My heart raced as she slowly walked toward the house. She knocked on the door, and Seth went to answer it. When he saw who it was, his face drained of color. "No, please," he whispered, stepping back. "Don't come in." But she pushed past him and entered the house. "You shouldn't be here," Seth said, his voice shaking. "Leave now before it's too late." She ignored him and approached me. "Why did you come?" I asked, terrified. "Because I need your help," she said. "I need you to save my mate." "What?" I exclaimed. "But I don't understand." She leaned closer, her icy eyes boring into mine. "You gave birth to an alpha vampire child," she said, "and only an alpha vampire can save my mate from becoming a vampire."